Hey, good people. How y'all feeling? Cup Corner. We are Team Bevans. We're excited to be in the Couples Corner with you guys tonight. Um, y'all jump in and share this. Invite some people to Couples Corner and let them know that we are live and it's about to go down. So come on, jump in, like, share. Of course, you can comment and ask any of your questions that you have, and we will be praying and jumping into our topic for tonight in just 1 second. So, again, feel free to invite some people to the conversation, which it is a conversation. It is not dictation. We are not about to just sit here and just lecture you. This is interactive. So we want you to share your thoughts, your concerns. You can type your questions and all of that good stuff. And then we will address them accordingly. Um, so yes, that's what's uh, that's what's going down. So we're about to pray in a second, and then we'll jump into our topic. So let's pray. Father, we thank you for another opportunity to gather together in the Couples Corner. We thank you, Lord, for what you have done already, and we thank you, Lord, for each person that is here, each family, each relationship that is here tonight, Lord. And we pray, Father, that you would allow us to be able to hear clearly, Lord, the things that you would have for us to gain and to understand. Help us and help our ears to be open, our hearts, our minds to be open to receive and to hear what it is that you're going to share with us so that we can use these tools to make our relationships stronger, to make them better and have longevity so that our love can last, build, grow, that we can be an example of what successful relationships and healthy marriage looks like. We thank you and we praise you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right. So tonight, guys, we are, of course, going right back to what we have been talking about over the last couple of weeks. We were kind of in a series this month of love and loyalty, and we are going to continue that tonight. So for all of you who have not been caught up on, what we've been talking about, of course, you can go back and watch some of the playbacks of some of the other broadcasts. So tonight, though, we're going to talk about love and loyalty, and we're going to deal with it from the perspective of loyalty versus um, conditions, because sometimes we have these um, you want to call them, we have these conditions in our relationships that really shouldn't be there. They really shouldn't be present. But because they create an environment in our relationships that can potentially make things difficult, that can potentially make things a little more tough than what they have to be, because we have conditions in our relationship, and it really shouldn't be. And some of us, of course, we, obviously are talking about love and loyalty, but some of our loyalty is conditional, and that is problematic. And we don't want conditional love. We don't want conditional loyalty. So we're going to talk about a few of those things tonight. Of course, if you have questions, if you have concerns, feel free to jot them, in the chat, and we will address them. That goes for all of you in YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You can jot your questions, and we will jump in and address those as they come. So I'm gonna start it off before I let my lovely wife get to going. And we're gonna address the part of loyalty and marriage, and how it refers to the unwavering commitment and the faithfulness of one partner to another. Now, it involves staying faithful to your promises and your commitments, right? A loyal spouse is honest and puts the needs and well-being of their spouse ahead of their own. That can be a challenge for some, if we be honest. Everybody is not gifted with being able to be selfless, because we oftentimes have conditional love. We addressed a little bit of this before, where we talked about the fact that some people kind of feel like things should be, in order for you to get this, in order for you to have access to this part of me, or to have complete access to all of me, some of these terms and conditions need to be met. And I'll start with uh, conditions are for contract. Conditions are for contract, not for covenant. So your relationship should not be conditional because conditional means I will only do this if this is done, if this is present. And that's not the way that it should be. Your relationship should be built and established on principle. And it should be built and established on what you are bringing to the table and not just what you expect to get from the table. Many of us have gotten in relationships that did not last because of the things that we came to the table looking for and not considering the things that we were supposed to bring to the table. I know nobody gonna say nothing about that because many of us don't want to say that many of our failed relationships were a result of our mindset, which translated into our behaviors. Because your behaviors start in your mindset. It starts with the way that you think, it starts with the way that you process information, and the way that you react and respond to it. So as a result of that, we create these ideas of how things are supposed to be. We create these conditions. Well, I don't have to take this. Well, I'm not doing that. Well, I've already been down this road, this, that, and the other. We have all of these things. And the truth of the matter is, majority of the conditions that you have are based on your previous relationships, not your current one. You have these stipulations and you have these conditions based on what Paulie did to you when you was with Paulie and how things work with that. Now, of course, you want to learn from situations, but don't put these conditions and stipulations on Ricky based on what happened with Paulie, because you didn't marry Paulie, you married Ricky, and you need to give Ricky the chance of freedom in your relationship and not bind him to all of these conditions because of your experience with Paulie. You really should have healed properly from the Paulie situation before you got in this Ricky situation, so that you are not with Ricky bleeding Paulie's blood on Ricky. So many of us kind of have that struggle, and in some of our relationships and some of our choices, some of the things that we've done, it stems from us having these conditions that we created, these boundaries that we've created, these walls that we've built in the effort of what we call protecting ourselves, protecting our peace, making sure that we good, all that good stuff that we can try to sound great. But the reality is, it's conditional love. And conditional love is not healthy in a marriage, in a relationship.
Hi. First of all, hello. Hello. We missed y'all last week. We didn't see y'all last week. So, please type in the chat if you have any questions, any comments. We're talking about love and loyalty for those that are just getting on. And we're talking about loyalty with conditions, which is not loyalty. Love with conditions is not love. Well, it may be your love, let's say. It may be your loyalty, but we should have the unconditional. And again, when we're talking about this, we are not perfect in this, guys. We
Absolutely
are working day by day to get this right, to hit the mark. But I just often think, if Jesus had conditions on the way to the cross, where would I be right now? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know you like, that's deep, Cherie. That's a stretch. But again, I will say we all got married with God, as the third party in this marriage, right? But we don't never want to do the things biblically that the Word of God gives us to apply to our relationships or to our lives.
Right.
And I'm grateful. And some of y'all probably I used to be like, that was Jesus, never be me, because some of y'all is hard, stiff-necked people, and I just got whipped up for somebody who still gonna deny me, still gonna put me back on that cross, whatever. But that was unconditional love. That was unconditional love for God to even send him. And there are many other things that I could possibly, from the Bible discuss, but I just often think about that, and I think about how, with your spouse, the spouse is the hardest person. We give them the roughest time. The person that's close to you, you give the roughest time, the hardest time, because you feel like they should know me, or they shouldn't treat me this way, or they shouldn't do this. But sometimes things have to be taught, things have to be learned in a relationship, not sometimes, all the time. So you have to give space for that as well. So even in your now listen, let's not get this confused. This is what I was saying earlier. Let's not get conditions confused with yo, why does my brain want to do this? Let's not get conditions confused with deal breakers. Okay.
Right.
Because if you have a deal breaker, you possibly should have had that prior to getting married.
Right.
Right. And if you went on ahead and got married and there was a deal breaker involved and you thought it was about it, that's your fault. Right. So now you can't be like, oh, well, I'll do this, or I love him unless this. No, that deal breaker should have been there in the beginning. Right. Possibly you won't even date this person or get into a relationship with this person with the deal breaker, right? But some of us do. Some of us like, it'll get better. He just take off his clothes and just leave him right there. That's not normally a deal breaker, but everything else is okay. So I'll just keep. And then 10 years down the line, you got piles of clothes right there. So just so don't get confused with the conditions that Marcus is talking about and the deal breaker, right? And for my engaged people, that those things you need to be thinking now. Am I loving this person? Will I love this person unconditionally? Will I be loyal to this person?
Right.
Will I? Can I? Yes, we all can. But will we put forth the effort? It takes effort to be loyal. It takes effort to be faithful. It takes effort to love unconditionally. Right?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, when we start talking about loyalty, a lot of times we look at loyalty and we address the fact that, if you take the street, because that's something where we see loyalty used and talked about a lot is in the street. And a part of that whole process is because there's a level of loyalty that people feel that they get from the street that they don't get from their family. Right. And that loyalty is connected to the fact that you accept me for who I am and you accept me for what I stand for, right? Where there are all of these conditions in these other places. And so, sometimes we have to get we got to reprogram our mind, because especially in today's society with all of the social media stuff and with all of the different things that are available, we make a lot of stuff about stuff that it's not about, right? So for example, you take church. A lot of people you'll hear people use the term and the phrase church hurt, and that they were church hurt and they had this experience and this, that, and the other and all that. Like, that happens. But I think that what we get confused, because someone holding you accountable is not lack of loyalty. For church hurt, I've talked to a lot of people that said that they were church hurt. And the real root of it was they were being held accountable. And they didn't want to be held accountable because they wanted to do what they wanted to do. And then when they were being held accountable and had to give an account for what they were doing or what they were supposed to be doing, they felt like it was an attack when it was really an agreement. And then you were being held to the agreement that you agreed to. But yet that turned out to be hurt. And those same type of things happen in relationship. Everybody is all in on the relationship when things is going their way. We tend to not be all in when we're not getting our way. And that's because conditional love is selfish, right? Conditional love is selfish and unconditional love is selfless. And we don't have enough unconditional love in these marriages and these engagements and these relationships. And that is why many of them come to an end, because it's conditional. As long as you do this, I will do this. As long as you do this, I will do this. And that conditional love is rooted in entitlement. And so the real thing is, when I sign up to be in a relationship, when I sign up to be in a marriage, I'm signing up to show up and be a husband regardless. Not show up and be a husband when she's doing everything I want her to do, saying everything I want her to say. That's not her responsibility. To be a wife does not dictate my responsibility to be a husband. If she was a horrible wife, that does not give me a pass to be a horrible husband, because my commitment was to the relationship, and my vows talked about what I was going to do. My vows didn't talk about what she was going to do. My vows had nothing to do with what she was going to do. I talked about how I was going to love and cherish and honor and all this stuff. That's what I was going to do. There were no conditions in my vow. There were no conditions that, well, I'm going to do that as long as she's sweet outside. and as long as she dry this, and as long as she do this. No, those are conditions. Conditions are for contracts. This is not a contract. This is a covenant. This is a commitment, right? And therefore, in that covenant and that commitment should be unconditional love and loyalty. And we are missing that in marriage today. We're missing that in relationship today. And that's why so many of us have that one and done mentality. That's why so many of us are like, oh, I ain't got to take that, or I ain't going to do that, or get somebody else to do it. No, you do it because that's what you signed up for. That's what it is. And we don't like that because we've gotten into this microwave mentality in today's society where I don't have to take that. Yes, you do. You do. You do. That's the part we don't like. I don't have to take that. You do have to take that, actually. And you need to take it with a smile on your face.
So, hey, Quanda. So if y'all have questions or comments, please type them in the chat. Again, y'all know we will answer them on IG. If you have questions or comments, please type it in, and we will answer the question if we can. If we can't, we will direct it to someone who can. Hey, so I just want y'all to understand that if you know, a lot of times we're like, I didn't know though, you know, I didn't know that this was going to happen. So you're like, yeah, I said all those vows and I did all of that, but I really didn't know that he was going to be like this. Or I really didn't know that she was going to be like that. That still has nothing to do with the role that you play. Mm-hmm. Right? You know, it's kind of down there on the, you know, you get the job description and you go, you go to the job, you get the job description and it says other duties as assigned. It's other duties as assigned right here. This is the other duty, to be loyal no matter what is going on in here, because you can't know. That you're not going to know everything that's going to go on in your relationship at all, okay? But it is still your job to play your role. It's still your job to be the wife. It's still your job to be the husband, right? And we have the guidelines for that. Guess where? In the Bible, guys. They say, you know, if you want to hide something from us, put it in a book.
Right. Right.
Maybe that's why so many of us Christians is not doing well. Because we're not reading.
Yeah.
Myself included. We're not reading as much as we should. Or we're not applying it after we read it. We like, oh, they say that must be for Marcus. Oh, that respect, that love, all of that. That must be for Marcus. Like, come on, guys. Okay, we have. Oh, hey y'all. Hey, Pastor Tony. That's all, Pastor y'all. What if you tell someone a condition ahead of time? If you let your teeth fall out, then I'm gonna cut you loose. It always get me when I don't read the question ahead of time, right? Thanks for that. Okay, so let me go back again. What if you tell someone a condition ahead of time? If you let your teeth fall out, then I'm gonna cut you loose. I'm gonna cut you loose, right?
Right. So let me answer that. So while that is a great question,
that's a deal breaker.
So here's the thing, right? You know, we're laughing about it, but that is a serious situation. Now the real question, you know, is how do we address it realistically? Because the question is this: is that a deal breaker to our love, to our relationship, to the health and the success of our relationship, or is that a deal breaker to my pride? Because I don't necessarily want to be with somebody that's smiling and they look like all they can eat is mashed potatoes, right? That might just be my personal pride. But here's the thing: do I need to throw the whole relationship away because of that? Or can we look into some implants or some dentures or some things that will change that, because there are options that can fix that? Because the question really would have to be, if everything was great in the relationship minus, you know, the missing teeth, then if the teeth were fixed, would you want to stay?
Question. That's the question.
Yeah. So if the teeth were fixed, would you want to stay? And then if that answer is yes, then let's work together to get the teeth fixed, because nothing's wrong with the relationship. Something's just wrong with the smile.
That was good. She said she deleted the comment. Oh no, it didn't delete over there. We saw it. I don't think I don't think people are offended. If you are,
yeah,
she wasn't trying to offend you.
No, that's no. But that's a condition. Yeah, that's a condition that one might have, honestly. Like, because some people do have things that they don't like. There's some people who are like, hey, I like what I like, and I don't want you getting big. You're gonna have to unbig your back if we're gonna be together. And some people feel that way. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's reality. And so, because there are people like that, so some people would be like, hey, I'm gone. But how about address some of those things when you see things changing? Don't wait till their back is all the way big. When you start seeing that it's starting to get a little big, why not have that conversation? Hey, look like you're picking up a couple pounds. Encourage them or come up with some type of strategy or plan to help them. But sometimes we don't even say anything. We just silently make decisions and the other person don't realize it. Because, some of us, since I was talking about weight, some of us can attest that weight can sneak up on you. Weight can sneak up on you. That little 1 pound, 2 pounds could turn into 10 pounds, 12 pounds real quick. Sure. And you didn't realize it. Sure. You know what I'm saying? So, but if that 1 pound, 2 pound that you noticed, you didn't say nothing about, and then you wait until it's 20, 25 pounds, and now you want to talk about it from the perspective of, oh no, I can't do this no more. That's not fair. Because maybe I didn't realize that I was having one too many cookies. I didn't realize that that's what was going on. And then you was eating the cookies with me. So you were contributing to the thing that you don't like that I turned into. But now you want to leave me because, I had one too many cookies. So, that's a real thing though. You know what I mean? So, like people do have, and so again, I appreciate the fact that you said, like, if you talk about it first, then it's not a surprise. We went into it understanding, and maybe that's not conditional love, but that's having a conversation and communicating about the fact that, hey, this is a deal breaker for me. This is what I need. This is what I want. This is what I understand love to be. This is my love language. This is what makes me feel safe. This is what makes me feel happy, secure, blah, blah, blah. I put all of that out there so that because truth of the matter is, part of the reason that some people want to bail is because they're afraid, right? It's not so much that I want to bail because I don't love you. I want to bail because I already experienced a level of poverty that I never want to experience again. And the fact that you now don't have a job, or the fact that you now aren't working, or the fact that we are in danger with this bill or with that situation or whatever, that brings a level of fear to me that is uncomfortable. So now I would rather leave so that I don't have to face head on the thing that I'm afraid of. I don't want to go back to something that was traumatizing to me or that scarred me, but I actually didn't have that conversation with you. So because I didn't have that conversation with you, you now don't understand why I'm reacting and responding this way. And you feel like I'm over the top and it ain't that big, it ain't that bad. Chill out, you're doing too much. But really, I should have communicated to you the things that scarred me, the things that left an imprint, the things that traumatized me, so that you would know that that can't happen. You might be okay with a turn off notice as long as it's paid before it's turned off. Where that could be traumatic to the other person, and they're like, I don't even want to see it because it's just too scary. I've seen too many of them where that makes me run. You know what I'm saying? Because you got fight or flight, and some people will flight in certain situations because it resembles something that they've already experienced, that they vow to themselves that they don't want to experience again. But it's not fair to make a vow to yourself about something that you don't want to experience when you're in a partnership with someone else who doesn't know that that's a vow you made.
Communication, absolutely. That's the only way we're going to know these things. And every topic we probably discuss is going to be the basis is going to be communication because
Absolutely.
our partners are not psychics. Um, they cannot look it out. I told y'all last week or a couple weeks ago, I can't look at Marcus' brain and just say, "Oh, he wants me to cook dinner 4 nights a week." Like that's not reality. He has to tell me, or we have to communicate
Mm-hmm.
about the thing. Where's the part to play? I need more on that.
No, because I was talking about the cookies, about digging your back, and you
Oh,
upset
oh,
because I
oh.
gained the weight. And
Okay.
it came around that
Okay.
part.
Yes, he told me something shallow, but I agreed to never shave my head. Yes, okay. And with all the hair that you have, I'm sure shaving your head will be dramatic in your relationship, or traumatic, I should say,
Right.
in your relationship. But those are things, and I was going to talk about that one day. That's funny that you say that. I was going to talk about that one probably last week when we were here though. But uh, that things for our engaged couples, things like that, things like your hair, your beard,
Mm-hmm.
like some of these things, they may seem small, but they become big, and we forget all about how we love each other when you don't want somebody to cut their hair and their hair's cut, or
Right.
you want. We talk about Marcus and all the hair he got on his head, and you want to see it and you can't anymore. Like, what you gonna do then? Did
Remember,
you?
remember how it was.
Are you gonna lose your loyalty because now you have a bald husband and you don't want a bald husband? You can't. You can't. It's just not reality. And I know people do it all the time. Well, they just not how they were when we started. And we're talking
Mm-hmm.
about physical things now. Of course, there's so many other things. They're just not how they were when we started. But you're not either. Something about you is just not how it was when you started. For
Right.
real.
Yeah.
Like, if all of y'all just take a second, just 1 second, I'm sure you could type 2 things right there that said, like, yeah, this is different. This is different. I have gray hair. He might say, I always want you to dye your hair. What up? I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Right? So, but there is somebody who likes gray hair. I found out today. So,
Yeah. Homeboy tried to take my wife.
so we all have things that are going to change, and so that shouldn't be something that you say, well, because they weren't doing this, now I'm doing this, because that's breaking your vow.
Mm-hmm.
And we want that vow kept when it's us.
Right.
When somebody got to keep it for us, when we have to keep it for the other person or for our spouse, what are you doing? What are you doing to keep it? Do y'all have accountability partners? Do y'all have somewhere you go when you know you're in the wrong space?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you feel it, you hear it. God might be like, yeah, okay, do that. That was one too many hugs for the secretary when you come into work today. You know it. You already know.
Right.
Go back to giving her a fist bump.
Mm-hmm.
COVID.
Right.
Because them hugs get you in a different place.
Right.
Right? You hear it, but who are you accountable to say, like, no, I gotta tell somebody this because this is getting sticky. This is getting sticky. Like, you have to know yourself. And again, I'm talking about these physical things, but there are things, or I'm talking about outsiders, but there are things just in your own house that is okay. This is the third day the dishes are in the sink. This is getting. Now you want to act uncontrollable in the house. For what reason? Instead of communicating, as someone said, communication. You have to communicate it. But this is another thing. We think that when we communicate something, because this is me, and I've told y'all this before, and y'all know I'm always going to be transparent with you all. I'm always going to tell you me, because I think that you learn when you see an example, right? And sometimes my example might not be too good, but you do good, right? So, if I ask for something or I communicate something, then I just automatically think, boom, it's supposed to happen like 5 minutes after I communicated. Like, you just can't get in and do it like that. But that's not how people work. That's not how people, I'm sure every teacher around the world, every instructor around the world would like that to happen. But that's not the way it is. You got to find a way to communicate. I tell y'all, I ask y'all, actually, if your children are having a hard time learning something, you're going to give up. You're going to give up that first time. No, you're going to find another way to communicate that to them. You're going to find another way to teach it to them. Same with your spouse. Maybe they can't get it, or maybe they don't really understand how important this is to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Transparency. Marcus really doesn't understand how hard it is for me to sit in a car with the dings going when there is no seatbelt on. I used to work in a hospital. He doesn't get it. He never worked in a hospital.
Yeah, well, mental hospital.
Not mental, but not like
not the
you
dings.
gotta lock doors,
Yeah,
but
right. Not the
dings.
Mm-hmm.
Like the dings take you somewhere. And if I have any person that works in a hospital on here, you will know like them dings, some sounds sometimes you're like, oh, wait a minute. And it's been a minute since I worked in the hospital, but sometimes it does. It's just like, oh, please. It's like, please, just click that seatbelt. Just click it before we get down the street. Just click it. That's all. Just click it. But I can't get mad, act nasty, do all that, you know. The other day, I just really watched the other day. It does not bother him. We just really rode somewhere and I just listened to that and I just kept my hands together because it's really like bothers me. And I'm just like, okay, Lord. And I was like, Lord, okay, all right. He really doesn't get it. I really don't think that he's doing it to be
not at all
mean or nasty or like this is going to get her, you know. But I just had to say, can you please hook your seatbelt before we pull off this time? Just maybe a reminder, you know. And a reminder, you know. So just maybe a reminder. Y'all know we got insiders all the time, right? So just maybe a reminder, like before you know, can you just take the trash out every 2 days just so it doesn't pile up, sweetheart? You know, because I just really can't take the trash piling up, even though you're a part of making the trash. If that is something that you don't like and you didn't used to take out the trash, then you just keep asking your husband or asking your wife if it goes the other way, you know, in your house. But I just had to really say, like, okay, can you just buckle your seatbelt? And I'm telling you the small stuff because, like I always tell y'all, that small stuff becomes big. Because I could make a whole argument out of that. I could go berserk. Y'all ain't heard that. I ain't heard that word in a long time. I could go berserk. Off of this. Like, off of them dings. I could be like, this is disrespectful. I told you, you know, you trying to send me into some. Girl, calm down. Calm down.
Relax.
Some beep, beep, beep.
And right. And that's the thing. Like, so, you know, she just explained that working in a hospital, hearing those dings can make you think of somebody coding. Now, the coding sound is not that same ding, but it's starting to sound like your IV bag need to be changed, you know, or
somebody needs
you know, right, exactly. Something they dinging you at the station because they want you to come in the room and all of that. And that's because she's a nurse. So that ding means something different to her. I'm a musician. So that ding is an instrument to me. Means completely different things. So if we don't have the dialogue about it and we don't, you know, come to some sort of understanding, or there's no reminder, or there's nothing, because I will take off and start driving and then hook the seatbelt once I have started driving. Be a block or 2 or 6, and then it'll get hooked. You know what I'm saying? But those couple blocks can be wrecking her world. I'm like, you know, make a song out of it. I'm trying to see if I can get it to connect with the song that's playing on the radio. If I can get it on the same time and stuff like that.
And our son probably in the back.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? But that's the musical part of it versus the nursing part of it. Same thing. It's just we're looking at it from 2 different perspectives. And that happens a lot of times in our relationship. We can have an incident happen, but we're looking at it from 2 different perspectives. It means one thing to you, means one thing to me. That's just like we could be sitting on the couch, and here's the thing, wording matters too, right? We could be sitting on the couch, and she could say, hey, can you, when you get up, can you get me some water? And I'd be like,
that's a mistake.
I'd be like, all right, cool, right? So 5 minutes then gone by, she breathing, right? 10 minutes then gone by, she looking. I heard the breathing, I saw the looking, right? I don't care. And then like we 15, 17, 20 minutes in, and then she just like, forget it, I get it myself. She get up and go get the water. I still don't care, right? Why? Because your question to me was, when you get up, can you get me some water? Did I get up? No. So you didn't say, can you get up and get me some water now? Because then I could have made a calculated decision and be like, not about to get up right now. You're gonna have to wait another 4 minutes, or wait to this commercial, or wait to this. You know what I'm saying? Or like, are you dehydrated? Are you about to like pass out or something like that? Can you not wait a moment or something? But we have to be, the other side of that is, we can ask these questions, but we have to be ready for the answer, right? So if I same thing, if I ask, can you get me something to drink, and she like, yeah, cool. If I want it right now and I'm not willing to wait until she's ready to get up, then I just got to go get it myself. But I can't have an attitude with her because she wasn't ready to just stop what she was doing and get up and go get something to drink. Like, what? First of all, when my question was, when you get up, can you get me something?
That was assuming you get up in the next like 6 minutes, not an hour and 6 minutes.
And there lies the problem, assuming that somebody was going to get up.
Or you know
in the
your
next
wife wants
2
something,
minutes.
so get up, man. If your wife asks you for something, just get up and get it, because this is what you should do, right? This is a part of love. This is part of unconditional love.
Oh, okay.
But
thank you for the lesson.
You know, and so y'all can just see with those two things how you can just make it can become a mountain, and it is really small. Like you said, when I get up,
right,
and you forgot all of that, you know. So, we have a couple comments. Is nothing over there? Mm-mm. Okay. Sorry, y'all. You know, y'all know we on IG and YouTube and all of this stuff. We all get old, have to love beyond the looks. Absolutely. Now we hope we still look a little cute, a little handsome now. Now we don't. Now,
yeah, don't just be letting yourself go.
Now, bring yourself back in. Right. But you know, there's a couple years you might go away and let yourself. But come on back.
Don't just let yourself go.
Come on back.
Like,
and work on it.
Yeah, don't just let yourself go. Because listen, if you just let yourself go, I know it ain't all about the superficial. It ain't all about just the looks. It ain't all just about, you know, the flesh and the features. But that does have some importance, because you just let yourself go, but then you won't get mad when she looking at dude with the 6-pack and you got a keg now. What you mad for? You had an opportunity to have a 6-pack. You just chose not to, right? So you can't let yourself go and then get mad when she still likes what she started out liking in you. Now, of course, time's going to change and things like that, but you gotta take some type of responsibility. Just like one of the comments earlier, like, what was the role that you played in that? You know what I mean? What was the part you played? Yeah. You know, you started out 170 pounds, and now you 370 pounds, and you trying to figure out why she's not as attracted to you as she was. And that is a real thing. Now y'all can act like that ain't something for real, because now let me tell y'all something else too, ladies, since I'm talking to y'all.
So she just got talking to the men when you talking about them 6-packs.
So ladies, let me tell you something. Here, let me tell you what your husband don't like, and he probably ain't saying nothing to you. All right. He don't like the fact that you go out with your homegirls and even him, and you all dolled up and all that, and then you come home from being out there taking all these pictures, all these selfies, you done posted all online how good you look, and then you come home and turn into Aunt Jemima and put this scarf on and this raggedy shirt, and you want to get in the bed smiling, and he like, no, I want the girl from the picture. Where's she at?
He should have went out. He should have went out with y'all.
I want the girl in the picture. And so now he's sitting there looking over at you, looking like you was just picking cotton, and now you know, but he looking at the picture. So I can't wait till she get home, and then she get home and turn into the other lady.
He should look as soon as you come through the door. Get that picture. What Minister Rock say? Take that picture with your eyes. Take that picture so it can be stuck in your mental, and then you got it.
Right. But then
you gotta preserve the hair so it can look like that the next day.
And
you gotta get comfortable.
Right. But you also gotta allow him to experience that, because if not, y'all gonna be sitting in the bed and he gonna be on Facebook, on Instagram, scrolling, looking at other people's pictures that look just like the ones that you was taking a little earlier before you turned into a sharecropper.
Well, look. So this is another thing, though. This is a real thing, though. I know we talking about love and loyalty, y'all, and this has to do with it too, but he done went here. No, really, it's Sunshine went here. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna say Sunshine. Really, you went here. So, like, you do want to be sure that you are pleasing to that. I mean, now you have things where you have illnesses, things happen. Right. Now the sharecropper is what I was thinking, but you have things happen, right? And of course, you know, women, you have babies, and I don't agree with any man. I don't care. Y'all can put some comments because, like I said, I read them. You know, I don't agree with any man who has something to say about a woman that's having a baby for them at the time they're having a baby, or right postpartum for them. But I do agree that women, we need to get it back in shape if we can, right? Like, I know that everybody is not going out here or doesn't have the time to do, but you need to watch what you put in your mouth, all of that stuff to get it. But you also do, I do think that you should be pleasing to your spouse, but however long you and your spouse are together, which should be forever, I pray. But I do think that, right? No, yes, you're going to change. Yes. Yeah, like my hair color changed. You know what I'm saying? Things are going to change. I got bigger, right? But I have 6 children. I never want nobody to be like, oh, how many children you got? Like 8? No. I never want nobody to say that to me, especially not my spouse. I can tell you that. Cherie, I can tell you, you know what I'm saying? Now, we all have our challenge areas of our body, men and women. We all have challenges, but there is something that we all can do to, to help it, to not let it get out of control. But sometimes, women, sometimes he try to stay in the ponytail. Sometimes he wants you to get your hair done. And yeah, he might just go ahead and pay for it. Go ahead and get it done. You got time. Sometimes he's tired of seeing uniform. Whatever you wear to work. He want to see what you wearing out with your homegirl.
Right.
Because I'm going to tell you now, when I go out with my homegirls, I'm going to get done. I'm going to get dressed. And I'm going to probably purchase something new. And we're going to enjoy a good time. Okay? But I still look nice with Marcus too.
You see that enthusiasm, how it changed? Oh, girl, how about that? And then...
Y'all, this is not about Team Bevans. This is about a conversation about love and loyalty, right? But I will say this. Marcus is very, he's very like, you look fine, or this is fine, or this, he's very like that. So, and, Marcus doesn't really give compliments because he thinks you should always be this certain way. So, I could get my hair done. Y'all like my lock? Tell me. Y'all can tell me later. But that's not about me. But I can get my hair done, right? And get 20 compliments. Marcus ain't giving no compliments. But it's not because he don't like it. It's because he just thinks that's the way it should be.
Yeah, that's that could be a potential.
That's a problem. That could be a potential.
That could be a potential flaw, right?
It's a flaw.
Potential.
It's a flaw.
Potential, right? It's in question.
See, sometimes you got to get to admitting your flaws.
Right, it's in question. So here's the thing, right? And this is my logic, and y'all feel free to jump in there and chime in on it. I think that when there is a standard, there's expectations that standard will consistently be met, right? And then when it is, sometimes celebration doesn't come because it's the standard being met. Now, the fault in that is that more of the compliment should be coming just because, not because of, right? And I think that is where the real flaw is, not in the just because. But the rationale is that it's not happening because of, right? Because it's a standard. It's almost like, you're expected to put gas in the car or you're not going to be able to go anywhere, right? So, you're not going to go get gas. And then once you go get gas, I'm like, oh my goodness, you really put all the gas in there. You fill that up, because that's just the expectation. That's the standard in order for you to, keep going. So that's the rationale behind it. But
okay,
it's the just because that needs to be better.
All right, we won't say something about that. But I hope that helps y'all. I hope this helps y'all with the conversation pieces, because you need this. And hey, engaged couples, my favorite couples, y'all better talk about this stuff. You think I'm joking? You better tell him if you want him to remain at his weight right now, right? Because in a few years, it might not be. And if that's a deal breaker for you, or if that's something you're gonna have a rough time with, if he get a stomach and he didn't have one, and you're gonna have a rough time with that because you used to date a big guy and it ain't work out too well, then you need to say something. You need to make that known, right? So, and listen, it's honesty. It's honest.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can fault you for the things you feel or the things you want, but just make sure you can handle it when it comes back to you.
Right.
Just make sure if he say, "Oh, that's good," because I hope you plan on being 160 and not getting any bigger than 180. Because I had a girl that was 185 and plus, and I didn't like it. Right? So I hope that you can handle that, right? Because these little things become big. They become big things. Now I did see this comment about the wig came off, right? But what I want to know is when the wig comes off, do you got them nice set it off braids? Or is it that little cap on and you keep that cap on, you go on to sleep? See, then you gonna have to talk to your spouse and be like, what you want to see here, right?
I don't want to wake up and think I'm about to get robbed because somebody here with this ski mask on.
So
take my stuff.
All right. Instagram, we're reading comments from Facebook because y'all a little dry today. Okay. So not you was fair already at your wedding. Well, look, right? So what I'm gonna say is, anyway, he's reading ahead. He's reading ahead. So what I'm gonna say is, clearly he did not mind whatever weight you were, right? Because I wasn't skinny either. But clearly he did not mind whatever weight you were. But one thing I can bet is that you pull it together. So your clothes is, like there are some things that I'm sure, like those are the things that, I don't need you to be a size 2, but you gotta smell good. You gotta have it together, put the sunflowers on and your leopards on and, because I know and have it together, and you start just coming out with muumuus on and stuff like that. And, some men are not going to like it, right? And some women, they want to see, if you had it, like Marcus said, if you had a 6-pack, they want that 6-pack to continue, right? I never had a 6-pack, but I would like to at least have 2. I would get 2. Is that somewhere in the Bible where I can get 2? It's 2-pack. So right, I'd like to see 2.
What's going on with where the other 4 be at?
It don't matter. If I can see 2, then there's hope that I can get them.
Okay, I see where you're going with it. Okay, I ain't mad at it.
So, oh, thank you. My hair looks really cute.
She's talking about me.
But no, but sometimes you want to compliment. You shouldn't have expectation on people. That's true. And a lot of times I want to compliment. I really did not realize this about myself, but I like me some compliments. Now, what I will tell you is though, and a lot of y'all probably like this too. We do like compliments, but I will tell you this. And men love compliments. Okay, men love compliments too. Men love to be like, "Oh, you smell good today. Oh, you look nice." Oh, they love a compliment here. But so don't think it's only for women. I don't think you do, but I'm just saying, don't think y'all that's only for women. Don't think that if your man is giving you all these compliments, you should never say anything to him. But I love a compliment. But what I will tell you is, if I don't like it, I still just don't like it. You can give me 85 compliments on my locks. If I don't like them, I'm gonna tell y'all it's rough. Anybody who knows me know I'm gonna say it's rough. Thank you. I'm learning to just say thank you for the compliment. But but I do love compliments. I do like somebody to tell me something. I'm like, oh, thank you. Okay, girl. I like to give compliments too, though. And I do, right? I give a lot of compliments, right? I give compliments to my children, to my husband, to strangers. I do. Because I just think that's the way it should be. Like, if somebody hair look nice, just tell them. If somebody got some nice shoes on, just tell them. That's nice. You know what I'm saying? You might be the only person that day that said that. So Marcus is going to work on it. Don't worry. But see, these again are small things that in the beginning, well, I can't even say the beginning, but like when I started noticing this, it became a big thing, right? And it's like, oh, so what's the issue? What's the issue here? Because I know you like stuff and I know you see stuff. I know your eyes always open. He could probably tell you how many days I wear these earrings before I change them. Like your eyes are always open to things that are going on. So what's the issue? right? But if you don't communicate about these things, y'all, they will be so major, and it's really not. It's really not, because then you'll start getting an understanding of what happens. One time in um I still do when we have the conferences, I had a talk, right? Now what goes on there stays there, but I can tell y'all this. This was the topic, right? For me in a minute, it basically was the communication of why do you do what you do? Have you ever explained that? Even for the men that are listening now, and the women, have you ever explained why you do what you do? And I gave the simple example of Marcus always wanted the bathroom light to be on. And if any of y'all was there, y'all might remember this. Marcus always wanted the bathroom light to be on. So I asked him, what's the problem? Because now I'm looking at the BGE bill and I'm thinking, he wants this bathroom light on. BGE bill, bathroom light. No, it's not working out. Like, we need to turn off as many lights as we can here. We need to unplug everything that's not being used, because this bill is not a joke, right? And I was like, is this something? And so I just asked the question instead of getting mad, or instead of keep turning the light off. And he like, leave the bathroom light on. Are you scared of the dark, Mom? Oh, no, you're not scared of the dark. Okay. Did your lights get cut out, a lot when you were younger? So that bathroom light just gives you some kind of security, good feeling. Like he was just talking about the notices and stuff like that. No. Okay. Are you trying to keep us safe? Like, do you think I can't see too well? What's going on? Nobody's here. We need to turn these lights out. So I don't even remember, to be honest, what it was, but it wasn't that even about what it was. It was just that I communicated that instead of getting mad, these bills high, and no. Have you ever explained why you do something, or have someone ever asked you, well, why do you want to do this? That's important. You can't. Sometimes we come up with, especially women, we sit around and our minds. We sit around and we done thought up this whole story. Oh, he must have had a hard childhood and moved from place to place, and the only light he could see was the bathroom. I mean, you're just coming up with all of this stuff, and then you mad. But when the bill comes, he don't never say nothing, but he got that light on, and this is why the bill high. That's not why the bill high. The bill is high because you got your chargers plugged up, and they not being used, and you need to just unplug them when you're not using them. Whatever it is, but you have to communicate about it. So, and you shouldn't expect that. Oh, if you don't understand something, they're just going to say, because they don't know. They might just think you don't care about the light being on, right? So, men, women, husbands, wives, please, if there's something that you have a question about, just ask. Don't get bent out of shape. But also, husbands, if there's something, or wives, if there's something that you do for a specific reason, communicate it. I do this because, right? So, what did I eat? Oh, this is why I talk too much and I lose where we are.
No. This was
polite way. We have a polite way to say your breath is kicked. Oh, what did you? Yeah, that's good. That's just good. Instead of me saying, you need to get a minute. You're here talking to people, singing and praying on people. You better get a minute. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And I'm gonna, okay, guys. And I like that, because then you're not offensive, right? Because that may be something offensive. Or your spouse may have a bad tooth in their mouth that they can't get out yet. And it may, you may offend them. You don't want to. But I do have an issue with this. If me and Sunshine and her husband are together, and her husband breath stink, and he's talking to me, and she didn't tell him yet, I'm concerned, because I'm like, did she like this? And then I have a problem. And then I have to figure out how to be like, let me go in my pocketbook and get some gum, and hopefully he want a piece, because I can't talk to him for the rest of the night like this. And then I'm whispering to Marcus, like, she don't smell like she don't say nothing to him. What's wrong? You don't have to accept it, Sunshine. You don't have to accept it. Just tell him, right? But I agree. I like the fact that you are communicating ways to tell each other, or say what you have. That way, even if you're out in public and you stand it, instead of being like me, that the other couple or the people you're around may not even know what you're really saying. Like, get you a minute. No. Okay. Did it go up to me? Okay. Are you checking over? My husband, we need like a producer, somebody on here to help us read it. One of these kids need to come and read this stuff. My husband told me he didn't want to see any Lane Bryant or Ashley Stewart bags coming into the house 18 years later. No bags. All right, come on, let's clap it up for no bags, right? However, meaning that he has a size rule, right? And listen, I'm not upset at the person that has a size rule if they tell you ahead of time. Mm-hmm. I'm upset that when you get married now, all of a sudden you trying to act like, and then when your size ain't too, and because y'all couples do, we talk to a good amount of people. I mean, not a lot of people, right? But a good amount of people, and I've heard a lot of things. And sometimes I have to be led by the spirit, but sometimes I want to be led by the flesh. And say, you said what? But
first of all, let me say this. Let me say this in the defense of husbands, right? We look good. Well, I'll start out with speaking for me. I look good to have 6 kids. And you know, people be like, "What? You ain't had no 6 kids?" I went through these 6 pregnancies with her, and when she wanted cookies, I ate cookies with her. Why? Because we do this together. When she wants an extra meal, I'm eating the extra meal with her. Because if I don't and just sit there and let her eat it, she's like, "So you just want me to sit here and get all fat and just eat this stuff? Yet you asked me to bring it to you." So now I might have a smaller portion size because I'm not feeding 2. But I go through this, and then when you have the baby, you immediately lose 10, 15
Somebody
pounds.
take the coals, please.
You immediately lose 10 or 15 pounds, and the baby here, and I still got all the 10, 15 or 20 that I gained during the pregnancy. So y'all ain't got no love and care, ain't no support groups for husbands that got to go through all these pregnancies. But go ahead.
That's amazing. That's amazing that he would ever say that. So, we have another comment. I asked all questions. Cut out the doggone lights right now. Right, like, listen. You have to. If you are with somebody and you're like, this is how I do. So if you need a light, maybe you can compromise. Maybe we're going to get a night light. Maybe you're going to get a reading light where it's right here with you and whatever you need, right? Maybe you just scroll on your phone and let that be enough light for you. But, you know, when you start messing with people's sleep, and another thing y'all need to figure out, for my engaged couples now, y'all know what we supposed to be doing, but we know what y'all doing, right? But for my engaged couples, you need to figure out, you need to ask them if you don't know, do you snore when you sleep? Because there are some people, and y'all, I'm telling y'all this little stuff, but these things become huge things when you are married and trying to sleep.
How they know if they snore, if they sleep, they sleep?
Somebody done told them. The kids done told them, their parent done told them, somebody. I'm gonna tape this out. But I'm saying, like, if they fall asleep around you, you'll know if they snore or not too. It might not be a night sleep. It might be a nap. Right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, because snoring becomes something, right? But I will also say that for those of us that have gained weight, we might weren't snorers before, but because of the weight we have gained, when we sleep, well, I'm not going to go into all of that, but you will become a person that snores. I didn't know. Is snorer a word? I don't know.
Sure.
You'll become a person that snores. So, you know, but I mean, these things are, you know, we laugh and we joke about these things, but these things can turn a whole relationship upside down, guys.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure that y'all have had some little arguments that you look back now and say, what is that all for? Or you have did something conditionally that you like, nah, if that was me, I would not. I would not have wanted them to treat me that way, right? Again, these conditions are not the deal breakers. The deal breakers you discussed in the beginning, like the Ashley Stewart, you know, like like I need you to take the trash out, whatever. Like, you know, you gotta always have a job, or you know, it's gonna be those are the things. But hopefully, these things you could see in the beginning, so you can make a choice. Like, don't think I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna wait, whatever. But when you're in your relationship, when you're in your marriage, you have to play your role. And when you're married until you're single, right? If you're gonna get a divorce, what? Oh, if you're gonna, he's out of control today. He normally doesn't laugh at, you know, comments like this. He doesn't have to rap. He's looking but
I will read this comment because we were just introduced to some new level of information. Every wife snores and leaves the shower water on boiling temperatures. Scientific fact. I'm just a messenger.
I don't know who the messenger is, but something is wrong with y'all men's skin that y'all cannot handle warm water.
Yeah, we're just
It's
human.
warm.
We're just human.
It's warm.
I don't know where you guys get this little
we
snake
honest-
skin from that it doesn't bother you.
We really shouldn't be taking those hot steamy showers all the time anyway, but that's another lesson for another day. But what I was saying is, what was I saying? If you're single, you're single till you're married. If you're married and then you decide, oh, I'm gonna get, or oh, this is a deal, not a deal breaker, but this is too much for me, and I'm not gonna do this anymore or whatever. No, you're still married. If you're separated, you're still married. If you haven't got a divorce, you're still married. So you still have to be what your role requires you to be, right? Which is a husband or a wife.
And that means that you can't have a girlfriend while you're still married. Can't have a boyfriend while you're still married just because you moved over your cousin's house or you went back to your aunt's house or your mother's house because y'all mad for 2 weeks. Don't go out here and be getting no boyfriend, no girlfriend. You still married. And a helpful hint for you. If they find out that you got a boyfriend or girlfriend and you still married, just don't do it, because they can take a picture of you and win because they got proof that you out here. Just be smart and fix it, or get a divorce. If you're gonna get a divorce, get a divorce. Make the actual decision.
Whoa, Marcus never says that.
Because I don't think that you should.
He never says that.
I don't think that you should, but you should not be sitting in limbo. Number one, whenever you do deal with separation is not for divorce. Separation is for reconciliation. You're separating so that you can have a time and a moment to reflect and figure out how to fix it. Separation is not your exit strategy. But that's for another time.
I don't even agree with separation, but because I think that a lot goes on in separation sometimes. People are not really understanding what this is for, or why they're doing it, or whatever. I think one person might be doing it to get better, and the other person may not. But this is a whole nother. We can get this a whole nother topic in a whole nother month. I'm definitely a robber and a what?
I was talking about. You asked about when the
should I be reading?
You asked when the wig come off. Do they have to set it off braids under there, or just a little ponytail? And I was saying like, yeah, because don't no man want to wake up in the middle of the night and think he getting robbed because he rolled over. You got this ski mask on because you try to keep your braids down.
Got it. So I'm definitely a robber and a homie when the wig comes off, but I'm trying to do better because Instagram, Facebook scrolling, etc. is a real thing. I was always cute when we met and before kids, so that's not fair that I expect him to just accept it, especially since that was not the initial expectation. And he has said something, so I need to change it. Laugh out loud. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, you just told your truth in your answer, all of it. Oh man, right? But I mean, that is true. Like, and some people are like, I mean, you have kids, but it's not. It's not. You just pull it together. We have to figure out how to incorporate these kids in our lives. And this is not just for her. We have to figure out how to incorporate these kids in our lives and still be who we are.
Right.
And not be like, well, this is, like if you're a person who wears heels all the time, then you might need to figure out like, okay, I got these kids, I can't really do that because I can't really move and shake with them like that. So let me figure out what else I can do. Can I do a wedge? Can I do a cute flat, and just wear? You have to figure it out so that you can still maintain you, right? Mm-hmm. Because after a while, I feel like, I know me. After a while, I would look in the mirror like, come on, gotta get better. Come on. Every day you got the same favorite outfit on. Like, come on, you had a baby, but you still alive. Come on, you gotta, So, and of course I did it 6 times, but you have to come to yourself, and not just for your spouse, but for yourself.
Absolutely.
Whatever you were doing before, you weren't doing for your spouse because you went. And I was getting my hair done all the time. I was getting my hair done for myself because I like to get my hair done, right? But when you get your spouse, okay, they met you like that, yeah. So it doesn't really have to be right. It should be pleasing what's pleasing to their eye, but it should be what pleases you as well. Mm-hmm. You should be pleased with it, right?
Mm-hmm. And now let me say this, ladies. So let me paint this picture for you. your man, he got the fresh outfit on, he look good, got the smell goods on, he got bipped up, got the line up, the shape up. He doing it. He right. And you like, oh my goodness, look at him. Can't wait till we get home. And then y'all get home, and then when he come to get in the bed, he got them oil change hands with dark dark stains under his nails and all that going on, and then
is gone.
paint all over his shirt, and he climbing in the bed like it's sexy time. Like you dry. Nothing's happening. And so that's the equivalent of him seeing you all dolled up and nice, looking all good, and then you turn around and like, I mean.
But what is the
solution?
The solution. It's not even really a solution because we gotta wrap our hair.
It's a solution.
We gotta wrap our hair.
Absolutely.
We have to.
We're not opposed. We're not opposed to it. So here's what a man would like to see. It doesn't happen often, but here's what a man would like to see. A man would like for you to.
Any men on here, please chime in. Please type in the chat. Please, we need you right now.
What a man would love is for you to present the sexy you to him. And then when y'all are fine, when y'all done, then you can do all that.
But
give me the opportunity to be introduced to the sexy you.
But you might think that some people think their night look is sexy too.
What night look? The one we've been talking about?
Because everybody doesn't have, if they have a bonnet on, some people got these nice little things.
I ain't met a man yet.
Me,
I ain't met a man yet that was like, I can't wait till my wife put that bonnet on and that little period shirt. I can't wait till she do that. Like a period shirt. I ain't met a man yet. I ain't met a man. Y'all know y'all got that period shirt.
What kind of shirt is that?
See, y'all
what
be,
kind of shirt?
A
nightgown?
It's the period shirt. You know that shirt when you're on your period. That's the one to let him know, don't reach over here tonight.
Oh my gosh. See, okay, that's the thing too. See, comment says it depends on if y'all go to sleep at the same time or not. See, that's the thing too. Right, okay, just speak for yourself because he about to say something. But that's the thing too. Because, especially if your husband worked longer than you or something like that. Sorry, y'all know I got dry eyes. Sorry, y'all. This problem ain't get fixed since last year. It's starting to come back again. So don't think I'm okay. I'm not crying. Y'all know I got that dry eyes commercial. See, things change. You get older, you like, I can't even keep my eyes open because they cry. So, if your timings are off, so what should you do? Then your husband comes in the house and then you're like, oh, I gotta take this off and look sexy. Like, what should I do? Some of us just think we just are sexy. Like, just.
Now, listen, it's not saying that you aren't sexy. We just don't want you to keep hiding it from us. Under the period shirt and the bonnet.
This period shirt got me young because I don't even know what that is. I'm not playing with y'all. Please don't think I'm playing. I don't even know.
Can somebody be honest and say that y'all got them little period shirts, them little period nightgowns that you put on? And we're not gonna talk about the little period shorts that y'all try to wear. But go ahead.
You might have the shorts. You might have the underwears or the shorts, but no. My eyes is burning so bad. This hasn't happened to me in a long time. Woo, that must be we need to change the topic. Woo.
So no, I get it. People work different shifts, all that kind of stuff. That's nice. Now, if he coming in and you already sleep, like that's different. But I'm talking about we done just been out, had a nice time. We come home and we like, oh yeah, this is about to be right. And then boom, sharecropper.
Not a sharecropper. So listen, every time, sometimes you don't know. Like you just know. Sometimes you don't know when it's about to happen. It's happening. Unless you're a scheduler. Unless y'all schedule.
You don't know what's happening. Your bonnet and stuff?
No. That it's about to be a lovely
night. Yeah.
And so, like somebody said, the scarf can just come off. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what, I was exactly going to say that muumuu Stay pregnant.
No, no, no,
Now
no.
I have muumuus too, and I love them. They're comfortable for us.
Grandma wore the moo out the room. You don't know what grandma had on in that room for her to keep getting pregnant. She wore that moo out that room because she wasn't going to walk around with you seeing what she got on. But grandma probably ain't had that moo on when she was in the room.
Y'all, I can't with y'all tonight.
Y'all keep trying to do what grandma did, but you saw grandma in the kitchen. You ain't see grandma in the room.
And I did not want to see grandma in the room. Okay. So, okay, let's get back to where we're supposed to be. I don't even know where we're supposed to be right now. If y'all have any more questions or comments about love and loyalty, or is it hard for you, or is it, is there
Oh, grandma was a little freaky. That was a question. Was grandma a little freaky? Yeah, grandma was a little freaky.
I ain't mad at her either.
Yeah, grandma was a little freaky.
It's weird when you're younger, but as you grow up, you start understanding. Okay, I get it now. Get it now, my mom. So, y'all enjoy this. I don't know if y'all enjoy it, but I thoroughly enjoyed this. Okay. And there was a point I wanted to say though, but you go ahead and talk. There was a point I wanted to say.
So jumping back to the original topic of conversation of dealing with loyalty versus conditional, right? The loyalty versus conditional, your relationship should not be built on conditions. Your love should be unconditional, and it should not have conditions. I told you contracts have conditions. And the reason that you have conditions in the contract is so that you can have a loophole to get out of your responsibility to something that you are supposed to be responsible for. That is why people want loopholes in conditions, so that they can get out of their responsibility. That's not what your marriage is supposed to be. You shouldn't be looking for ways out of your responsibility. That's not what's supposed to be happening. And the reality is that conditional behavior is associated with earning something instead of being entitled to it because of your position. You have a position as a husband, you have a position as a wife that affords you perks and privileges that should not be conditional based on your performance, your behavior. You're not a child. You're in a position, and that position requires a level of respect, honor, and things that come with that position. It's not conditional. When you're the president of the United States, you're the president. You don't have to like them. You don't have to agree with all of their decisions, but they are the president, and you got to stand when they walk in the room, because that's what comes with the position. They get to push the button. They get to make decisions. They get to do a lot of things because that's the position that they're in. And so at the end of the day, we can get upset about how they got there, but it was enough people that voted for them, that chose them, and that's how they got there. So you can't choose your husband, choose your wife, and then because you upset that they didn't do something you wanted, or they didn't do it the way you wanted, that you want to impeach them and you want to get them out of there, because that's conditional. It's based on you not getting your way, and as a result of that, you want them gone. I told you conditional love is selfish, and unconditional love is selfless. And that's what we should have: unconditional love. You get my love because you are my wife. You don't get my love only if you do these three things. No. I just hope that you do these three things, but if you don't, you still get my love. You still get my care. You still get my provision. You still get my protection, because I signed up to be that husband.
And let me say this: love is not beating you, hitting you, abusing you.
No.
Okay? Because we're not talking about like those types of things. You need to seek help for. You do. We're not, even, I'm not just saying women, men are getting abused too, physically. So I think that, please don't misunderstand any of this, or say, Team Bevans say, that's unconditional, that I take the beatings I get. I don't think that is, because that deals with your life.
Absolutely.
And so I think that if you are getting beat, if you are getting abused, you need to seek help.
Absolutely.
If you need us to help you, you send us a message. Um, and you need to um, know that that is never love, right? Or loyalty that you allow someone to continue to beat you or put you into physical harm. Okay, I just thought I need to say that for
Safety first.
somebody.
Safety first. Be safe. That's important. You don't want to have your head busted talking about, oh, he only did this because he loved me. That's not love. That's
Yeah.
lack of self control. And that's lack of having coping skills and communication skills, because I didn't know how to verbalize how I was feeling or what I was thinking. So I chose to use my hands. That's not okay.
That's true.
It's not okay.
So,
I am.
okay, guys. So it's been a really good night. If y'all have any questions or comments, we will take a couple more. If you have questions, you can type it while I'm talking. So I just wanted to hope that y'all had. Oh, I didn't ask y'all what y'all did for that. We don't have time right now. We might do that next week. What y'all did for Valentine's Day, for Love Day, since it's Love Month, right? And so I know y'all deep and y'all just love each other every day and do this stuff every day. But some people might have celebrated Valentine's Day, actually did something, right? So I saw a few posts, but yeah. Oh, you went to brunch. That's good. Like, to do something, I think is good.
Absolutely.
So I want y'all to, any topics that y'all would like us to talk about, please send it to our inbox. Or if you have our personal numbers, send it to us. Email us. So, and then we will pray about the topics and we will discuss them if we can. I um I also want to just thank y'all for tuning in and hope that we are sparking conversations in your relationship and things for you to think about, because that's our goal. We do this so that there's an outlet so y'all can see somebody physically who has been through things but managed to stay there and keep going forward and not letting the struggle stop us or separate us or break us apart. We trust God and we trust the word of God, and we apply that to our marriage all the time, because for us, there's no other way. We would make it no other way. We would get through this no other way. So.
And I know y'all think I'm perfect, but I'm actually not. I have made a mistake before. But that's not what this discussion is about right now. But no, seriously, a lot of people desire to have relationships, and that's cool. But everybody is not willing to put in the work that it takes, because it is work. Nothing worth having is easy. You gotta, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do think I'm perfect. And
somebody bring him to reality.
And so you just got to be willing to put in the work. That's all. You got to be willing to put in the work.
Yes, this is every Sunday at 8 p.m.
God bless you.
And
Thank you
we
much.
will let you know if we're not coming on like last week, if something happens, or but every Sunday 8 p.m. Please tell couples, anybody you think needs to tune in, please have them tune in. When we put our flyers up, y'all are more than welcome to share it. We appreciate all those who do share it and the people that do come on. And I miss them. We always cook dinner together for Valentine's Day. Yeah, that's a good thing. So I just love. I was, I love y'all. I really do. I like to see people happy. I like to see people moving forward. I like to see people that have been married for, I don't care if it's 5 days to 50 years, because this is a commitment that works if you work it, right? Mm-hmm. And so I just love it. And I am here to prove that marriage does work, and that you don't have to say, oh, I don't think I could be with one person for a long time. I don't think I can, and that prayerfully with platforms like this, because we're, like I said, we're not the only people. There are several couples who do things like this. But platforms like this will help those that are going to get married to think about some things that they may not have thought about. There were a lot of things that we didn't discuss. We had counseling, but we didn't discuss, because you just can't discuss everything. Like, you don't know, but there are some things that we probably should have discussed that we didn't. And we hopefully that we can bring that to you all so that y'all can do it. And that we'll see. So love lovers unite. Yes, yes, yes. So I just will be praying for y'all. Y'all pray for us. We will see y'all next week. And we will not be on Love and Loyalty, but we may be on this moo thing and how we supposed to get around that. No,
I'm gonna talk to some husbands this week.
And
I'm gonna find out some stuff about these bonnets and all this
please
stuff.
Some husbands might just be paying for their hair to get done every week or something like that. If they don't want to see it, they might just be doing that.
They might be. Okay. Some of them might be paying for it and then still get put in a bonnet.
That's true too, because they're trying to preserve the investment. See, you invested, and so we trying to, how it goes.
Oh, okay.
But we are serious on here, guys. So tonight. So, but you made me lose my thought. It's late. Yes. So what was I saying? Next week I told y'all about the topic.
You was talking about we might be talking about these moo-moos.
Yeah, we're not though. We're not. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Please have your husbands on next week. Some of y'all husbands on here. Y'all just didn't want to get into the conversation because I already know. And I know y'all really think that I can see y'all because I be really talking to y'all. But I can't see you. I can't see. Y'all, when I was younger, I'm going to say this, then I'm gone. When I was younger, my glasses were so thick, and they used to tell me, Sheree, look through the wall and tell me this, such and such. Y'all, you can't do that nowadays. Kids be like, oh, I'm getting bullied. If that's bullying, I'm telling y'all, I was bullied when I was in middle school. If that's a bully. Because my glasses was real thick. But anyway, all right, that's just something I just wanted to say to make y'all laugh tonight. But please have these conversations, right? Share with each other, the hard conversations, y'all have it, but figure out how to have it and when to have it. Nobody is going to be Team Bevans. Everything we give you is going to be an outline. You're going to fill in your bullets, right? We can't fill in the bullets for you. We can tell you our bullets, but we can't make it for your family. We just want to give you the outline, right? And you need to apply that. You need to fill it in and do it the way that it needs to be done for you. So we hope that y'all have a great week. Remember, think more of the positive, not of the negative. More of what you have more of and not what you don't have enough of. And then, unless it's money, get that money. So, we will see y'all next week in the Couples Corner.
Peace.